When it is your time, it is when we can see that star. But even during day, even now, there is a star in the sky. Even during day, it's just that exactly. It's just that when it is that the time for that cloud to move off that star, that is when it will appear. So all along, we are stars. All your life, you are a star. Whatever you're doing, oba otunda bichi ku street, oba okolachi, you are a star. But if you stick to it and put your mind to it, put your heart to it, put your time to it, organize yourself. That is key. Organize yourself. Somehow the universe will align you according to what you're supposed to do. And yeah, I'm an example of that right now, for real.
Hey, UG boy, let's talk to them. Let's talk, chicka, let's talk to them. Let's talk to them. Let's talk to them. Let's talk, chicka, let's talk to them. Yeah, I'm from a beautiful place, the Pearl of Africa. Hailing with a 256, it's in my blood. That's a gem where the mountains rise, with stories untold. The tapestry of cultures unfolding, so vibrant and bold. A symphony of stars, a celestial light. The drums beating, echoing through the night, just like a beacon of light. A reflection that's coming up from the Nile. I'm flowing straight into the heart of Africa, with timeless stories untold. What's up, dog?
Elevate your podcast game today. Are you looking for a perfect place to record your podcast in Kampala? Look no further. Danceoff Studios, located at Ivory Plaza on Wilson Street, Level 3, Room 4, is a perfect place for you. Danceoff Studios has professional recording equipment, comfortable and creative environment, expert for all your podcast needs. Book your session today. Find them on all social media platforms or reach out to them directly to secure your spot. Let them make your podcast dream a reality. Danceoff Studios, where stories come to life.
My name is Kvan, and we are going live on the Ugandan Boy Podcast in 1, 2, and 3.
Welcome back on the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. On today's episode of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show, we're joined by a powerhouse creative, Kvan, a visual and music artist, a filmmaker, a producer for a new Ugandan thriller, You May Kiss the Bride.
Goodbye.
This movie isn't your typical love story. It's a dark, gripping tale of obsession, trauma, and shocking twists. We also talk about the work that she does with Opportunities Are Here, a platform that's empowering young creative to make high-quality content, and they earn from it and build real careers. So let's get into it. Welcome to the podcast, Kvan.
Thank you.
Behind the scenes, we were talking about how actually I knew you before even the film, through your music journey, through Brain Jeezy. Shout out to Brain Jeezy, who made me know you the first time.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you just have a new song with Ruyonga and Cindy, which is a bang. I've been seeing it on Instagram.
Yeah, I have a brand new with Ruyonga and Cindy. It's called Jamin, but we'll dive into it some other time. For today, we'll talk about the film.
I just wanted to get my listeners to know a little bit about you, because in the introduction, I read you're a filmmaker, but you're also an artist, you're a producer. Yeah. You do everything.
I also draw and paint.
But yeah, today we're here because of the movie that just released actually in Uganda, You May Kiss the Bride, and also Opportunities Are Here, which I said in the introduction that this is a space for creatives to produce high quality content, monetizing it and creating jobs, which one of the major achievements of this program has been this film that just came out, You May Kiss the Bride, which is actually now currently playing, and everybody should watch this movie. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. We're not going to do any spoiler alerts, so you still can go and watch this film. Yeah. On this podcast, before we get dive into the real thing, I like to do a segment called This or That. So this or that, I ask you a question, and you pick this or the other. But actually, for you, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to start with rapid fire. I have two segments, rapid fire and this or that. So rapid fire is you just tell me the first answer that comes into your head.
Okay.
What's one word you may use to describe You May Kiss the Bride?
One word, awesome.
Dream actor or actress you'd love to work with?
Myself. Yeah.
That is funny. And it makes me awesome. But yeah. The most challenging scene while producing this film.
Actually, it's the most interesting as well. The scene where Kuni gets buried in the forest. Yeah, it was really interesting. It was so cold out there. It was a very long night. There was a power issue, and we were in the middle of so many trees, and it was interesting because I saw someone get buried, and yet they were not dead. Yeah, it was really
They actually buried him. That's a fun movie. If not filmmaking, what would you be doing?
Art, music. Yeah.
All right, that was our rapid fire. These are just quick questions to get us started for the listeners to enjoy it. But now we're gonna dig deeper into actually what this is. So I mentioned in the introduction that we're gonna talk about Opportunities Are Here and what it does, the project, and then we're also gonna talk about You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye. But we'll start with Opportunities Are Here. For anyone who doesn't know what this is, Opportunities Are Here is about. What is this project about?
So Opportunities Are Here is a project funded by International Trade Center and European Union, focused on empowering Africans on their talents. Yeah.
How did you join to get to work with Opportunities Are Here?
So there was a call on social media that was about filmmakers. And I applied as someone doing sound for film because I also produce music as well. So I applied, and there were over 2,500 applicants, and they kept cutting down. There was sessions where we would attend online, and then we do exercises and all that stuff. There were tasks, and they would cut down. So they cut down to 100, then cut down to 30 something, then cut down to until I was in the top 16. Yeah, like it was competitive. So top 16, we were taken to Pakuba, somewhere in Maction Falls, game park, where we competed. We pitched our ideas, our films, and there were 4 winners that were chosen. And the 4 winners from season 1 and some winners from season 2 had to go for creative camp. So this is how it all came about. Yeah. So during creative camp, it was like from January, ending in August, but like there was this was like a time where we were more like an internship for film, where we had to study a few things and then do these things practically on set. And now here we are with a film.
How different are you think, like from when you joined Opportunities Are Here to now? Like how has that changed you professionally or compared to when you first joined?
My work ethic, for instance. Oh goodness. Opportunities Are Here. These people are professional. And so my work ethic, the way I look at things, the way I do my things, is very different. Right now, I am a filmmaker. Before I was omuyimbi. Like for a Ugandan, you can understand when they say omuyimbi, bajaleti, omuyimbi, like, I don't know, should I mix Uganda? Is that okay?
Yeah, you can mix Uganda.
Omuyimbi bajaleti, omuyimbi akolanga bwasanze, but a filmmaker, bruh, you have to keep time. You have to be organized with everything you do. So for me right now, there's a way I organize my life. It's different. Before, I would just do certain things because of vibe. Right now, it's more like first plan this, first think about it. Who are you going to involve? Who are you going to work with? It's more like now the thing with Opportunities Are Here that I was introduced to, that I've learned very, very keenly is how to work with people. Like how to work in an organized way with people. Yeah.
When I read your introduction, you do a lot of things. Actually, you even told me more things that I didn't know that you do.
Yeah.
How do you balance your time to be able to do all these things?
To be honest, it's hard to call it balancing, because with the country we are in, the things, the times you'll be there and someone will call you and be like, I need an art piece like this. I want to deposit. I want it on this date. And so I will switch up from whatever I'm doing because the money is directed this side. And then when I have a film to do, I will focus on the film. And then when I have a song to do, so it's more like what comes first money-wise.
In this project, what has been your standout moment? Like one thing you've picked out from this project Opportunities Here that you say, man, this was cool. This time was amazing.
Like I said earlier, working with people, like-minded people, creatives. To be honest, for me, when I applied, I didn't know I would make it to the top. I thought I'm just gonna get an experience. Maybe I'll be cut off in the first lot that will be cut off. But as long as I get the experience, and yeah, here I am, like as the only person that qualified with sound to go to the top 16. And so, even just sitting here, right now, is something I didn't picture. I didn't see coming really. But
Right.
I think the whole thing for me.
Life is pretty amazing because, like we said at the beginning, I knew about you, but in one way or the
Yeah.
other, you found your way here without even like
Man.
coming from music. Like life is crazy. It brings the people
Yeah.
and it happens. And now we're definitely gonna have you back to just dig it in your, because I want to know your music journey and what
Yeah.
that's like. Because like on the cover picture of opportunities are here, I see Gaetano on there. What are some of the things you've learned from these mentors in this project that have really stayed with you in your journey?
I'll mention something Katarina said once. She's the executive producer for Opportunities Are Here. And she once said, she actually always says it's never over until it's done. So usually I used to hear that statement and I was like, yeah, I hear it all the time. Come on. But this time it made sense because there was a time when things were really pressurizing. Like there's a lot of pressure. I had no experience with making a film before. I had never been on sets, but like I'd never made a film before. So there was times when I had to learn something on job. And there's times when I wanted to quit. I'm like, you know what? I mean, let me just go back to my music. It's it's my comfort zone. But she kept telling us all, like in those meetings, it's never over until it's done. You have to keep going. You have to keep going. And if you don't want it to get done, then just keep going. So
No, that's a good word. That's a good word to keep going. And not just in film, but even in life, what you do, because I know a lot of people are going to tap into this podcast that are not filmmakers and all what. But in everything that you do, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, if you're a podcaster, it's not over until you're done. Like just keep doing it. How does somebody out there get into this program if they want to?
So you just follow social media platforms. For Opportunities Are Here, Uganda. All social media platforms, they are there. So there are always goals there. Just keep on the watch.
How often does this go on? Because I know there's different seasons. Like how long are the seasons and when can somebody apply? Okay, let's say somebody missed season 2. How can they get on season 3? How long is the period?
About the period, I'm not certain. What I know is that when you keep following, there are always opportunities, even besides this particular opportunity. There are opportunities. For instance, recently there was a workshop for film distribution. That's something that people don't usually dive into with film in Uganda, because when someone has their cameras and their cast and probably camera operator, that's done, and the location, that's done. But like what happens after the film? And for me, that's something very interesting. I also learned because while growing up, I used to watch these movies on TV and I didn't know that there had to be a distribution plan. Like I only thought a film is production stage. But then now I know there is pre-production. There's that stage before even pre-production where you are just organizing yourselves. Then there's pre-production where you know, okay, who is going to do what and what is going to be where and all that, locations and all that stuff. Then there's production. The one I actually grew up thinking is what happens with film. Like you just come on set, shoot and go. But that is now the production. And then there's post-production, which is going on right now. Which is ending in August, but like it's more like the distribution part, the part where you market, the part where you do. For instance, we just did the National Theatre. Yeah, we're blessed that we packed National Theatre.
Yeah,
then
I was actually going to talk about that. Was it like June 18th when you had the show at National Theatre? It was amazing. At least actually, my DOP was there. My DOP was part of it. Or that year, Dan was there, and he was sharing his experience. He's like, it was amazing. He enjoyed his time there.
Yeah, it was amazing. So that's part of post-production. And so for the calls, it's always on their socials. Like there's always something happening. We can't just it's not exactly that maybe every August or every this or every that, but when you just keep up, you can see. And also You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye, we have our social media platforms where people can follow us and also see, because now that the producers, we that produced the film, the seven of us, also came up with something where we're going to keep working together on a few things called One Stand Production. And so we're going to be putting up different things. Even when we want to cast, we shall put up stuff. So I would request people to also follow You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye on social media.
And just like the title itself, opportunities are here. So that means every time there'll be an opportunity. So if you're out there and you're talented and you want to know more, check out their social media and you may get an opportunity for something else that's coming up in the future. And we've touched on this. Oh, actually, like one of the things we talked about, the outcome of this project has been this movie that we've been talking about. And that leads us to the second segment of You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye film. You've mentioned you were 7 producers. That's crazy. Without spoiler alert, could you tell us something about You May Kiss the Bride, like how the whole thing came about?
I don't want to spoil, but I'm tempted to spoil because, I mean, this is a movie that I produced, you know. So let me just read something real quick. Enter a world where romance is just the opening move in a deadly game of power and revenge. Uganda's boldest new psychological thriller is filled with obsession, betrayal, and generational trauma dressed in diamonds and shadows. You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye.
I've seen reactions of people who have actually been able to see it, and everybody is excited about it. Everybody was praising the Ugandan film, and I've hosted a few people on the podcast that have done Ugandan films, and they're saying we're just on an elevation. Each film that's coming out, it's on a different bar, and now you May Kiss the Bride Goodbye on another level. One of my greatest friends and a guest on the podcast, Alan Kutos, was part of it. Helen Lukoma. Was it Helen Lukoma? Yeah, it was like on the cast. That's amazing. Wherever, shout outs to Alan Kutos. He's an amazing guy, a top guy. I like him so much.
He's great.
He's been on the podcast and people like him. So how do you come up with the name You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye? Who comes up with that?
After the storyline was made, we sat down in a few meetings and we like kept talking about it, like what might work. Then we had You May Kiss the Bride. Then we saw it had already been used. Like we kept suggesting different ones until finally it was there in our eyes. You know, the best thing about this is that we are all creatives. So we all have something about us. Like there is always something about creative minds, especially when put together. So it was really easy, actually. It came out really easy because everyone was thinking the same direction. Like after knowing the storyline, then you're like, now, I think this is it. It just actually snapped like that. It was that easy, yeah.
When did you know like you want to do film? Like when was the first time you're like, I'm passionate about that? Or is it something you just say, oh, let me try, and then you just or when did you know you want to do film?
I get overwhelmed every time I think about it because this is where I believe God exists for real. Like there's a supernatural power. Because all my life I never I did music, I did dance back in the day when I was in school, but I never saw myself doing film. Yeah, I had acted on a few school stages, but I'd never seen myself on a film, anything film. I went and did music production in Kenya, and when I came back, like while in class, I just knew I didn't want to produce music for artists, not even for myself. Like yes, I kind of co-produce all my music, but like I just knew I didn't want to do music production. Like I didn't want to do a 3-minute or 2-minute song, you know. So even when I was studying production in Kenya, during the times we'd do tasks in class and stuff, I would just do kind of like soundtracks, kind of like my stuff was more like experimental, and I enjoyed it a lot. So when I came back, East African Records gave me studio where I like kind of began my practice with production, proper practice. And then I even told Dave, he's the owner of East African Records. I told him, I just don't see myself doing 2-minute, 3-minute songs. Like I want my expression with sound to go beyond. I want to tell stories with sound. And so when I saw this call for opportunities are here, and I saw filmmakers, and then I went through it, I saw somewhere sound. I'm like, yo, wait, Sound. This is what I wanted to do. I want to tell stories with my sound besides putting my voice on it. And so yeah, that's how it happened. Like it was more like it was just a divine orchestration. I went in for sound, and yeah, somehow I now tell stories.
It might be a similar question to what you just answered, but let me know if you have a different answer for it. What's the first reaction when you learn that you're going to be part of the team creating this film?
I was shocked. Like every stage I went through, I was shocked. Like, wait, so out of 2,500 now I'm on. Okay, now I'm in 200. Now I'm in 100. Now I'm in. No, it can't be me. And so when I got that call, I was actually in Kenya. When I got that call, and I first refused. To be honest, I first refused. I was like, nah, like I can't do that. I'm gonna do it. No, I can't. Actually, initially, I didn't even know it was going to be a film. I thought it was just another, more like an internship for film. So I first refused. And then I kept thinking about it. I'm like, nah, I mean, this is divine. Like, I couldn't have gone through all the stages and then to the final pitching stage and then to the reality TV show, which is also showing next month. Because while pitching in Pakuba, it was shot live. So it's a reality TV show that will start airing on NTV on 11th, I think. 10th of July. After some time, thinking about it, digesting it, and thinking of it divinely, like this is divine orchestration, I went for it. And yeah, step by step, here we are. Now I am a producer for You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye.
And this is why I like to do stories like this, because there's a lot of kids in Uganda who we grew up thinking like we can only be successful when we go to school and do doctor, or we sit in the office. And so, I mean, producers can sit in the offices too, but like it shows you like the different ventures to success. And I posted this on my page the other day that you can be a filmmaker, you can be a barber, you can be a musician, you can be a podcaster and still be successful. Like you don't have to just go do pilot or go do
Actually,
doctor.
there's this thing I learned sometime, like the sky is too big. Like there's stars all over the sky. It's just that when it is your time, it is when we can see that star. But even during day, even now, there is a star in the sky. Even during day, it's just deep. That exactly. It's just that when it is that the time for that cloud to move off that star, that is when it will appear. So all along, we are stars. All your life, you are a star. Whatever you're doing, oba otunda bichi ku street, oba okolachi, you are a star. But if you like stick to it, and put your mind to it, put your heart to it, put your time to it, organize yourself. That is key. Organize yourself. Somehow the universe will align you according to what you're supposed to do. And yeah, I'm an example of that right now, for real.
Yeah, you got to be ready for the opportunity, because the opportunities are there. Just be ready. You don't want to miss the opportunity just because you're not ready. Just stay ready. And when the opportunity comes, you just take it.
Just organize yourself. Yeah.
What has been the most challenging part of collaborating with other talents, and how did you overcome it? Because now you're like 7 producers. What has been the most? I mean, it can 2 heads are better than 1, but like, what has been the most challenging part with other talents, and how did you overcome that?
Okay, to be honest, like I actually wanted to pause you there while you were asking, because exactly that is the challenging bit. Like you are 7 producers. Usually it's like 1 or 2 producers. So one agrees, one disagrees. Maybe the third one will be like the one to agree or disagree, and you decide. So now here we are, 7 of us. We are all creatives, and so we are like-minded. But it means the things that we all believe in very differently. So that was really challenging, because at times you want to make a certain decision, and maybe some of you want to do it, some of you don't. Maybe there's one that is unsure of both sides, and now you have to involve maybe an extra person that is higher than all of you at that point to help you decide. So that's challenging, because each of you is very creative. Each of you is a powerhouse of its own. Yeah. So one person might have disagreed with something, but that person is also a powerhouse in their own way. So somehow they might be actually right, So yeah, it's kind of challenging, because this is too much power in the same place. Yeah.
No, I definitely agree. And once you mentioned the word 7, I was like, how chaotic that could be. I mean, it might not be chaotic, but like in decision making, it makes it definitely a lot harder in decision making. Like at least when you say like 1 or 2, when you're 7, it's long.
So how I overcame it is, honestly speaking, the times when the challenges that you are faced with that you just have to face. Actually, it's something that I think happens with challenges. When they come in life, you just have to face them, because when you run, you're postponing, it will come back later. So we face them. You sit in that meeting, feel awkward, argue a bit about certain things, and somehow you're like, we must finish it in this 1 hour or 1.5 or 2 hours that we have. And somehow you have to make that decision within that time. So somehow you just, I think the way I overcame it is just accepting that challenges are a must in the journey, and they are necessary, really necessary for good decision making.
What part of this production pushed you like out of your comfort zone? Like, what's one thing like, man, I don't really want to do that, but like you gotta do it?
So when my team members realized that I do art as well, everyone wanted me to do storyboard, and they voted for me to do storyboard. But storyboard is drawing every scene, every action of the movie. And I think I had less than a week. Actually, I must have had like 5 days to get the whole film in my art book. That was crazy, because I still had I had meetings to attend. I still had my personal life to deal with. I'm working with children with cerebral palsy. So I was really busy. I didn't have time to draw pictures or like draw cartoons around, but somehow I got it done. And I'm very proud of myself, because I had the whole film in my art book.
That's definitely amazing. And when you say drawing, I remember I had a Lukman on the podcast, and actually we're going to talk about him here soon. But that's how Lukman's processing was, like drawing each scene. And then, when you don't have enough time, it can be challenging
Exactly.
to just like draw and like do all that.
Yeah, but also it was very pleasing when I realized that I was going to work with Lukman on that, the creative direction and all that. It was really exciting, because I mean, who doesn't know Lukman in the film industry in Uganda, you know?
Yeah.
So when I was given that task, besides other tasks, because I was a music liaison, I was doing the storyboard, I was at some point production assistant. Then, I mean, everyone had very many tasks to do. But when I was given that, and then later I realized it was what Lukman was also doing, it was really exciting, to work with him.
Did he ever guide you in somehow, like in making those drawings? Like, did you ever ask him about any tips, or you?
To be honest, I was starstruck. When I saw him on set, I was starstruck. Somehow I sat in my position and started talking. Look, man, wherever you are, this is me. This is me confessing. I kind of like just went down and started researching. Like, I need to talk to this guy when I know exactly where to start talking. And somehow I failed to talk. Really, I did fail to talk, but I learned so many things because I was on set watching the whole time. And there's so much I learned. Yeah.
Shout out to Lukman. I had a conversation with him on the podcast too, and he's a very smart guy. Like he has his knowledge. Like even when he's reacting on social media about something that's not film, he puts time into his reasoning, and he has to make sure that he has his facts straight. And when he talks, he knows what he's talking about. Yeah,
and that's the thing I was saying about creatives being powerhouses. Like for me, I see each of us, whether cast, whether crew, whether producers, each of us is a powerhouse. Like each of us is someone that I wish to work with again, because God, this is so much talent. There's so much talent out there.
You talk about Lukman, but there was also another person involved in this film, Drake Stephen Makanga. How was your time working with him too?
Guy, if you've been on a set before with Drake, you will know this guy is very serious about his career. Drake is very serious about his career. This guy, you will not joke. You see, after set, you will be laughing, you'll be having fun and all that stuff. On set, Drake is very serious. He's very serious about life. Even when you're laughing, you might have to laugh halfway and continue with work. Like, it is that serious. But yeah, Drake is he's very passionate about what he does. He's also someone I really wish to work with again. Very passionate. Like you can tell someone's passion because we had 7 days to shoot. 7 days to shoot. So there was sleepless nights. There was like this guy was busy the whole time. This guy did not rest one bit. It was after the last day when he rested. But before that, even when you would tell he's worn out, the guy was like, I need to finish this film. I need to finish this film. Very inspiring guy. Yeah.
That's passion right there. What do you hope Ugandans feel or think after watching this film?
I think Ugandans will be inspired, really inspired to move forward, because this film is not me sitting here is a testimony that your creativity can take you anywhere. There was a point in my life where I knew I was very good at, in school I was good at every co-curricular thing, whether it is ball, whether it is like everything, dancing, music, blah, blah, blah. But then growing up, I didn't know how to streamline, because somehow school directs us to streamline. You know, like you have to choose either if you're doing MDD, are you going to dance? Are you going to sing? Are you going to play instruments? If you're doing, like somehow you have to streamline. But at some point, I kept brushing off some things, because with dance, I was like, of course, when you're growing up and you go through school and get to university and stuff, your parents will be like, which of these is going to bring more money? Dance, then you take it off. Music, ish, kind of like gambling at that time, like off. Then you try something more office-like, that one. So somehow you're forced to go a certain direction. But one thing I've learned is that do not put yourself in a gate at any point.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, it is not a mistake. It is a gift from God. There are people who don't have these things that you have. Maybe you have 5 talents. Maybe you have 4. Maybe you have 3 things you can do. You do not need to streamline. That's something I've learned over time now. You don't need to streamline. There I was, at some point, I was just like, you know what? I can do all these other things, but let me stick to music, because, it's what I can do in like 10 minutes. I can write a song in 10 minutes or something. But then an opportunity like this came through. I went for it because of the music. Then somehow, I was a storyboard artist on the project. I was doing art on the project. Then I was a music liaison. I was doing music on the project. Like, here I am now in my entire full element, because I chose not to cut off these other things.
To add on to that, I feel like Ugandans should appreciate, like the question was saying, what do you hope Ugandans feel after watching this film? So I think they should appreciate the effort that you guys have put in this film. Like I've watched the trailer, I've watched small clips here and there, and you could see the effort. It's not something that's somebody's just putting together and just throw in your face. It has taken time to build, and people have invested, like, 7 producers to just make this thing look good. It's not like it's, I was going to use the language half-assed, like something like like it's not something, it's something that is well thought, and I think Ugandans should feel proud too, because this is where we are. Like back in the day, we used to like Nigerian films, like that's what we want to watch, that's what we like. But now Ugandans are also like producing top tier films. Like, where will this film be showing?
So the film will be showing on 11th of July. It will be showing at Alliance Francaise in Bukoto, Kamocha side. And then on 19th and 20th of July, it will be showing at Latitude 0 degrees in Makindye. Then on 2nd and 3rd, also Latitude 0 degrees of August. 2nd and 3rd of August, Latitude 0 degrees Makindye. Yes.
Yeah, more did this. So go check out this, and you should watch this film. Everybody should watch it.
Yes.
Why would Ugandans go watch this film in cinemas? And I was saying, like, in my opinion, watching a movie in the cinema is different, because you get to have the reaction of other people, like a group of people watching. It's fun to watch at home, and when you if you don't have a chance to go to the cinema, definitely you can watch at home. But like, what do you add on to that for people to watch this film?
So this film is a compilation of young talent, fresh talents. This is something that it's not what you've been watching growing up, and it's not what you expect really. It's not, when you start watching it, it's not even obvious. There's an abrupt twist at some point. unexpected. So it's very interesting. I really hope you guys can watch it. It's really unexpected, and it's really new, something new.
You've said young talents and the people who are involved, and we mentioned a few people like Alan Kudos and Helen. Who else? Who's part of this cast? Other people that are part of this?
There's Agaba Joy Promise. There's of course Alan Kudos. There is Fidel Sankara. There's Helen Nukoma. Yes, very, very, very talented people, very passionate people.
We've talked about the film and everything, but what was your favorite time on set? Like, what do you remember? Like, oh, that was always my exciting time when we were on set doing this.
On set, my most exciting time was having to look through the camera. Like, okay, I'm seeing everything happening, and now I'm seeing it this side, like in a small tiny box, in a small TV. Like, I'm seeing it happen, and I'm like, wait, okay, this is what we're gonna get. Like, it was really exciting each time because I'm seeing it here, and somehow it gave me a perspective to think about life as a movie, as a film. That, of course, we have an executive producer who is the divine orchestrator of everything, the creator, and then we have the cast, we have the crew, probably ancestors or whatever. Like, like I look at life now as a film. Yeah.
Who from the set would you like to work with again?
I would like to work with the 7 producers again.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice. Each of them are very, very talented.
Who are these 7 producers? Can we send them a shout out?
So shout out to the 7 producers, One Stand Production. So we have Vieri, Kavuma Vieri, Awan Kavuma. Then we have Nodrin Evanchi Kabuye. We have Eli E. Deboni. He's also a poet. Then we have Colin Manirahari. Colin Manirahari. He's an accountant as well. Then we have Chloe, Nsima Chloe. We have Emmanuel Ilungole. I think that's the pronunciation. Ilungole Emmanuel. And we have Kvan. Yes, truly. You can follow me on social media, platforms. KVAN. No space, no small or capital, just KVAN. Check out the music, check out the creativity, check out the art, check out the beauty.
One last thing for the creatives, the young creatives out there who are doubting that there's space for them in the Ugandan film. What would you tell them?
I mean, go for it. Go for it. Whatever God has given you, there is a reason. It is not a mistake. Whether it is acting, whether it is morale boosting, there's always a space for you somewhere. So just keep going. Just try it out. Keep trying. You never know. You just never know what happens.
Kvan, it's been amazing to just have the conversation to talk about this film and just dig in deeper. For the people who have watched it or for the people who have not watched it, this is an episode for you to go check out this film. Or even if you've watched it, it doesn't hurt to watch it again. Maybe it's something you missed that you might want to go visit again. Is there something from this film that I have not asked you that you feel like you want to share with the audience?
I think the audience just needs to watch it. And if you've watched it, watch it again because, I mean, it just keeps growing. You know, the thing with the post-production is that each day you have a chance to change something. And there are so many scenes that we do not show the other time that we are still trying to adjust. So by the time you come to watch at Alliance Francaise, there will be something better. And by the time it goes probably Netflix and wherever, all these other bigger platforms, there will be something for you to that something new that you didn't see the other time. So just keep watching. And
also, like, when you watch something more than once, you actually have you ever? And I'm gonna ask you, when you watch a film, you watch it the first time, you think you've seen everything, and then you watch it again and be like, I don't remember that part. I didn't see that part. Oh, I didn't see that. And then you watch the third time, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't like. I'll give an example of these podcasts. When I do them, I'll listen to it, and even if I record, like, let's say I am hosting it, but when I listen to it, oh, actually, I didn't even remember Kvan said this, and then you listen again. I was like, I don't remember that. I was like, and then you keep learning and something new every time. So this is us telling you, don't stop watching, and encourage somebody, tell somebody to go watch this film. You'll love it, and also just promote the Ugandan film industry with all love and respect, because they put the work in and it tells for itself for the work they do. Anyway, we're gonna almost coming close to the end of this recording, but this is when we're gonna do a this or that. This or that, you pick one. You can explain why you're picking that, or you can say, I really don't have an expansion for it. That's the answer, and then we can also rock with that.
Okay.
Big budget film or a small budget film?
Big budget, of course. Big budget. Yeah.
You have a reason for that, or just
the reason is,
budget?
I mean, the bigger the money, the bigger the dreams.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But actually, Lukman had a different take on that one. He was like, sometimes when you have everything, it kind of limits your creative process, though. Like,
it happens.
That was his take. Like when you're able to get everything for the film, like when you have a big budget, it doesn't push you to the limits of like, okay, I don't have money to buy this thing, but what can I do to improvise that? Like that's kind of his process.
But I also it's also like. But it's also like, I mean, imagine someone asked you, for the dreams that you have, do you want me to give you $1 billion or do you want a 1 million? I mean, it's obvious you'd want $1 billion.
Facts,
yeah.
Because I mean, I agree with that too. I mean, both takes. I'm the kind of person who is open to different opinions and what people think, because I can see where it pushes just to, but also there's some to think harder. But also there's some people like, I don't want to stress. So
because to be honest, I mean, I've thought hard all my life. So if someone just comes up and they have their Billy, like why not? I mean, I've been thinking all this while. Like even when that Billy lands, I will keep thinking. So bring it on.
One long take or multiple quick cuts?
One long take. Because for me, I'll say it on the music side, for instance. Sometimes when the vibe comes up, now for me as someone that writes music, sometimes you just want to put the phone here and record until your vibe goes down, so that you can cut down from the small takes from that one vibe, because that vibe might not come back again exactly how it came. So I mean, it's one long take.
There's a film, I don't know if you've seen it. It was shot in one take. It was on Netflix. I don't remember the title of it. It was so fascinating because I watched the film just to see how the camera was moving, because they never stopped the camera. It was crazy. I love it. It was just, people are talented. Like I think 3 episodes were all just one take. And it was crazy to see how the camera movement. And they had a drone shot. And I was reading about how they made a drone shot without, it was just crazy. I wish I could remember the title. Maybe I'll put it in here for the people who want to go check it out. Okay. Romantic comedy or thriller?
Thriller.
Yeah.
I mean, romance. For me, romance. For me, romance. I'd rather do it myself or watch it live. Yeah. Like I don't want to see it in a small box TV or something. Yeah. Right. But for thriller, I want to get my adrenaline a bit shaken sometimes. Yeah.
Ugandan cast only or Pan-African, like with all Africans assembled?
Okay, that one is hard. Let me see. Ugandan cast only or African? I would go Ugandan only. I'm so Ugandan, man.
Yeah.
I'm so Ugandan.
So now we end with a final 3. And final 3 is where I ask you 3 questions. And one of it is, what's a life lesson you've learned in life to this point?
Keep going. Even when you're sick, even when you just keep going. If you're not dead, this is your time. Just keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pitbull said, every day above ground is a great day. So that's exactly what Jesus said. The other one is, what gets you excited about life?
The powerhouse that I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets boring, and then you remember, I have a pencil. I have a paper. Why not? Sometimes it gets boring and you're like, I mean, I am a filmmaker. Like these imaginations I randomly get are not a mistake, are not something I should worry about. I should actually celebrate them, because there are people that don't think like I do. So yeah.
The final one. Who would you like to see on this podcast next as a guest? And you help me bring this person here.
Yeah. I'd like to see Kvan, the artist, the musician.
That's funny, because that's what I was thinking in my head. I almost
definitely Kvan, the musician.
Kvan the musician. I'm excited to have Kvan the musician. So we'll link up and get schedule that so we can have that here. Kvan, it was amazing talking to you. I can't wait to talk to you about music and your journey. So it's been really exciting. Hey there, my name is Bonnie Chibuka, the podcast host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for watching and listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Also, leave a feedback on this podcast because that's how we grow. Thank you very much and be blessed.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Kvan and I'm here on the Ugandan Boy Podcast. Just tune in to the Ugandan Boy Podcast with me, Kvan, and we are talking about film. Ugandan film, especially now we are talking about You May Kiss the Bride Goodbye, and we are talking about opportunities are here. We're talking about how You May Kiss the Bride came to life. So tune in, don't touch that dial.